Hamla. The final episode of Panchayat Season 3 starts with Ganesh and Ravina going to MLA Chandrakishore Singh's house to purchase a horse. The MLA's right-hand man Chatan sells the horse to Ganesh, unbeknownst to the fact that Ganesh is Mr. Dubey's, aka Pradhan, son-in-law. What happens when the horse is taken to Fulera? Ganesh takes the horse to Fulera and everyone in the village celebrates this victory, praising Ganesh. The villagers take the horse for a stroll in the village when Bhushan sees this and calls Chatan to inform him about his mistake. MLA Chandrakishore is furious after being conned by Ganesh and shows up with his men and guns to attack the villagers in Fulera. Bhushan and a few other villagers stop MLA Chandrakishore before he can make it to the village. Bhushan asks him to give them some time to convince Pradhan to return the horse. Bhushan and his friends talk to the Gram Panchayat, village council, and ask them to return the horse to MLA Chandrakishore. Does Mrs. Dubey return the horse to MLA Chandrakishore? The council members discuss how this fight between Pradhan and MLA Chandrakishore is not a personal issue, but it was a matter of respect for the people of Fulera. Bambahadur tells the council that when the villagers did not stand with him, it was Pradhan who stood by him against MLA Chandrakishore. Prahlad tells the council that they too had weapons and would charge against MLA Chandrakishore. Abhishek asks Mrs. Dubey, the president of the village council, to make a choice and decide if they were to return the horse and give in to MLA Chandrakishore's threat. Mrs. Dubey announces that Fulera would not return the horse but wait with their weapons for MLA Chandrakishore to attack them first. The Fulera villagers bring out their guns and other weapons to fight. Bhushan decides to protest against the violence with his wife and two other friends. He is sure that this would help him become a politician in the village. How does the BDO stop the shootout in Fulera? Upon the district magistrate's orders, the BDO, Block Development Officer, tries to convince MLA Chandrakishore to return. MLA Chandrakishore refuses to back down and the BDO along with the police officer to try and convince Mrs. Dubey to back down. Mrs. Dubey tells the men that they are just protecting themselves and would not fire at the MLA. Just as the clock strikes 3 p.m., MLA Chandrakishore and his men show up with firearms. The BDO and the cop are stuck in the middle, trying to stop both sides from starting a shootout. At the same time, the district magistrate, DM, calls the BDO and asks him to hand the phone to MLA Chandrakishore. On the phone, the DM puts the parliamentarian Sansad G on the line. Sansad G asks MLA Chandrakishore to calm down and think about the bigger picture. MLA Chandrakishore listens to the order and returns back home along with his men. The Fulera villagers take this as a win and celebrate. What happens when Abhishek leaves for his CAT exam? However, 15 days later, Abhishek goes to the temple to pray before leaving for Banaras for his CAT exams. Pradhan, Prahlad, and Vikas drop Abhishek at the bus stop and wait with him until the bus shows up. Just as the bus shows up, two men show up on a bike and shoot at the four men. The four hide away as the bikers pass by. Seeing that he is getting late for his exam, the other three men push Abhishek into the bus. Pradhan, Prahlad, and Vikas run away just as the bikers return. The trio try to run away from the gunmen, but they end up catching on to them. Abhishek calls Vikas to check if they were okay. Vikas lies to Abhishek saying they are safe so that he can appear for his exam stress-free. Does Pradhan survive the gunshot? After the call ends, the gunman shoots Pradhan and he ends up in the hospital. After attempting his exam, Abhishek shows up at the hospital to check up on Pradhan. Prahlad tries to calm Abhishek down and states that they have already filed a complaint against MLA Chandrakishore. That night, MLA Chandrakishore and his men show up at the hospital to meet Pradhan. Abhishek gets agitated and lashes out at MLA Chandrakishore. MLA Chandrakishore states that he was not the one to shoot Pradhan. The argument ends with MLA Chandrakishore alleging that Pradhan may have planned the shootout to gain sympathy votes in the upcoming elections. The allegation causes a fight to break out and Abhishek ends up attacking the MLA with a bamboo. How does Panchayat Season 3 end? The cops show up and all men including MLA Chandrakishore are arrested. The BDO and the police chief discuss and plan on investigating the attack on Pradhan. The episode ends with the DM addressing the reporters and telling them that with the Panchayat elections coming up, they were taking vast measures against acts of violence. The episode review. Looks like there will be more of Panchayat as this highly anticipated season of the show comes to an end. The entire season has been very enjoyable to watch, just like the first 2 seasons of this comedy drama. The focus of the show in this season is more on the village politics and less on Abhishek's personal life, which is just as interesting. Seeing the way Season 3 has ended, we can expect another follow-up season with more focus on the upcoming Panchayat elections. It is also unclear if Abhishek can clear the CAT exams, and we can hopefully see what happens to his story with Rinki. The episode ends with another heartfelt conversation between Prahlad and Vikas, which makes my heart full. It is endearing to see all the villagers come together as one family in support of each other in moments of crisis.